What's up, Reds? Welcome to the Sunday Summary Talk Show on Nothing But Reds. Liverpool back to winning ways 3-0 against Arsenal yesterday. We got Steve back on the show with a hell of a background. Steve, what's going on, man? What'd you think of the match yesterday?
Great match. Felt good.
Phenomenal match.
Should have been 5-0.
It should have been 5-0. What's weird about that match is that it was like, first off, just so everyone knows, biggest away win at Arsenal, I think, since the 1800s, like 1893, I think is what it said. I could be wrong.
For us or for anyone?
Hold on. I favorited a tweet, just so everyone knows. I'm not BSing anyone. All right. And it's from James Pierce. Let me go over and I'll look at this. All right. Liverpool's biggest away league win away to Arsenal since 1893. Why do I feel like that's not true? Maybe I'm just thinking like 3-1 or something like that. But 3-0, according to James Pierce, it's legendary stuff, Steve.
Yeah, we're going to get into the good, the bad of the game. But overall, I like it. It felt good. We have a tough stretch coming up right now. So beating Arsenal was huge, especially considering some of the other results yesterday. We got Madrid. Another game, and then Madrid again. And then there's like a few games that are like tough in there. There's like a stretch of like 4 or 5 games that are tough. But then like the last few games of the season are all very winnable against like bottom sides. So we have one more tough stretch coming up. It's going to dictate the season. This next handful of games.
Yeah, and I think this game has a big bearing on like our momentum going forward, especially into the Madrid match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Good one. First off, happy Easter to everyone out there. Happy Easter. What's going on? Doug, Dustin, Liz, Tony, what's going on? Jersey Boy, everyone in the chat. Make sure you leave your thoughts throughout the show in the chats. And yeah, so first off, I just want to talk about Jota coming on. For we know Jota was phenomenal in this match. He was also phenomenal over international break playing for Portugal. It just seems like he's been that missing piece. As you know, these players, and we were talking about this yesterday, Steve. I want to get your thoughts after I finish this on Mane. But as our front three, as some of their form goes in and out, right? I mean, it just seems like when one player's doing bad, the other two are doing well, and then one player will fall off and the other two pick up. With Jota now coming into the side and being an incredible piece, just an incredible piece to Klopp's puzzle, what do you think is the prognosis for what's going on with Mane and Firmino? Because we know Salah has, it's just remarkable what Salah's been able to do, and it still goes under the radar. I think he has something like 93 or 94 goals and 150 league appearances. I mean, he's just amazing. But for the other two, Mane, Firmino, what do you think at that performance yesterday, specifically Mane?
Yeah, we're going to have to get into Mane. I thought Firmino was okay.
So did I.
I thought he looked energetic, which to me is a big part of what I wasn't seeing, was just like the will to like actually attack. I felt like it was there for him yesterday. Mane, Kyle, he must have fallen down 25 times during yesterday's match. Falling, slipping, laying on the pitch.
It was
I'm going to get pissed about it because it's absolutely ridiculous. I was yelling, "Get up. Why are you laying down?" I just can't for the life of me. I can't understand why he can't stay on his feet. 50 yards from the goal. Laying down.
He's trying the turns. He's trying those
His turns are atrocious.
They're really bad this season. I don't get it. Like, you're right. His touch is off. His turns are bad. He really just gets the ball at his feet and gives it back to Robertson or Milner, whoever's giving him the ball. You know what I mean? And we got Oyvind in here. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name, saying Mane's assist was unreal.
I mean, did he get an assist for that?
If he got an assist for that, that's. I mean,
well, here's what I'll say in his defense: that was supposed to be a turn for himself, a touch.
It was.
And when he realized it wasn't, he shielded the defender so Jota could score. If you look at it in slow-mo, I would give him the assist for that. And he needs some sort of stat because he's done absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I will
Scored
agree to
like
that.
recently one time, like recently, may have been in the Champions League. I don't remember, but
I think it was in the Champions League, yeah. But I think it was against Leipzig, actually.
well,
But
who
that
else
was a
would it
good.
have been against?
What?
Who else would it have been against?
We had the group stages.
Wait, 3 months ago?
I don't know, Steve. All right, listen. The point is, okay,
Anyways,
everyone was phenomenal. I do want to get into your boy Phillips and then my boy Kabak. Phenomenal at the back. In 4 appearances together, we haven't lost, okay? And I'm pretty sure we have 4 clean sheets also, which is a phenomenal stat, all right? These guys at the back are showing that they're quality. I think if Kabak continues this form for the rest of the season, we should buy Kabak, no question.
yeah, I'm sold on Kabak now. Took a while, but yeah, he's good. He's
I
solid.
know. Those first 3 games, that adjustment period was a little rough, but he's good
It's
now.
different when Fabinho's there. He looks solid. If you take Fabinho out, I still think we might see some issues with his pace and his experience. But as things stand today, Nat Phillips is still the most consistent player the sport has ever seen, Europe or abroad. And Kabak he just looks poised out there. I got to give him credit. I was his biggest critic, and he looks good. You know, I've been wrong once or twice in the past.
Yeah, just once or
Jones,
twice, right?
Jones,
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, Kabak.
It's like
at the time, what? Go ahead.
It's like you have cold takes, right? But they're like frozen, but they're rare. That's like Jones and Kabak. You're like, these guys
at the
aren't
time,
good enough.
Kabak was not playing well.
Yeah, I know. But it was like,
and the only reason I feel like I have to say, hey, I was wrong about Kabak is because everyone's going to be like, well, Steven, what about Kabak? It's okay to be upset with the way someone's playing right now, like Mane. Garbage, absolute garbage. Yes, I still support Mane, but good Lord, I would have rather seen Ox in there. I would have put Ox in at halftime. Halftime. Right at halftime. On the wing, huh? Hey, Mane, you played a couple games, man. You look tired. You should take a break. And I would have put Ox in. Anyone. Who else can play up the left? Jones?
Yeah, Jones has played up the left before. You got Ox up there. I mean, shoot. I'm with you, though, guys. Guys, let us know what you think in the chat about Mane's performance yesterday. He looked rough, man. He just looked rough. And I want to see everyone's thoughts on that. But I do want to move on to the positive. So, right, we talked about that. We got Pablo Escobar playing in goal. I think that change really made Alisson good. I think he had a couple good saves yesterday. His distribution was great. And just solid. You know what I mean? I think Alisson is back mentality-wise. Now, moving into the midfield, our boys. Fabinho, CDM, that was the problem all along. I don't care who you are. If you don't see it, you're not watching the game. Fabinho in the CDM role is what we need. He's the best central defensive midfielder in Europe. I feel like it's him and I can't even think of the dude's name from Madrid right now, or maybe Rodri. It's like
Casemiro.
Thank you, Casemiro. I feel like it's him and Casemiro. It's like he is so quality in that midfield role. And then not only that, it frees up Thiago. And that I feel like that's where Thiago's criticism was coming from. He was playing out of position, dude. And he couldn't do anything. Now, Thiago's doing these outside of the foot flicks, passes that you don't even realize how crucial they are to the play until they actually happen. And he's just quality, man.
I got nothing to add there. Spot on. He is the best. He's not the second best, or he's not. There's no one else in the conversation, in my opinion. He is the best. Because when he played center back, statistically, I bet if we looked at some of those crazy analytics, he was the number 1 center back in the league too.
Yeah.
Before he got hurt.
Yeah. He probably was.
It's just a wild guess, but the way he played, he was invincible.
Maybe the
Except for that one game. Remember that game?
Which one?
Against like the third tier like side. We played in like the FA Cup or something. Lincoln?
Do
you remember he got torn up against Lincoln?
Yeah, he was with Reece Williams next to him, right?
God, it was so bad, yeah. It was embarrassing.
He got subbed off for who? Who came on for him?
I think he came on in the second half.
No. You're right. You're absolutely right. He came on in the second half. Okay.
It's really
I don't remember him getting torn up.
It was bad. He looked really bad.
Man, you also got to remember that game was so weird. You had Origi scoring, you had Shaq scoring, It was Curtis Jones had a nice goal in that game. But anyways, let's move on from that. Let's talk about our boy Millie in the midfield, bro. Millie back doing what he does. He's just great. I love seeing Milner healthy. And to be honest with you, Steve, yesterday and this before historically, this is what has been the problem. We've missed Henderson's tempo dictation in the midfield. We didn't miss it really yesterday. We were always attacking. We were always creating chances. We were always threatening, even in the first half. In the first half, maybe our touch in the final third was off. We weren't clinical, But once the second half rolled around, I mean, we were deadly. You know what I mean? I don't think we missed Henderson too much yesterday. And I think that you can attribute that to the break, the international break. Some of the players got a little bit of a rest. But also, I think Fabinho in the midfield and Thiago, they're just starting to build that chemistry. What's your take on it?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Fabinho back in the midfield is huge. Kabak and Phillips another 2 weeks or so, 2.5 weeks to work with each other. Alisson a chance to clear his mental space. Trent had a chip on his shoulder.
Yes, bro.
Milner's back from injury. Like, even if you have an injury, like in your foot, whatever it is, the rest of your body at 35 years is like, thank God I can chill for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big part of it. Thiago playing in a better position. It's just everything aligned for yesterday except Mane. He has to start. I think he has to start because of his overall quality, but I'm not excited for what he's going to bring on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the only criticism. I saw some people here. Mane looks tired. You could say that. I was kind of surprised at how good Trent was yesterday. It was like a complete 180 because he's just been skating along this entire season, I feel like. He's managed to get some assists. But, Steve, yesterday, bro, he was just so good. I don't think he put a single foot wrong. I think he maybe had one diagonal pass that was short and got intercepted. But other than that, I mean, pinpoint cross to Jota. His pullback pass to Milner, which Milner should have finished, by the way. Phenomenal. I think you're right. He had a chip on his shoulder. He had a point to prove because Gareth Southgate didn't choose him. What did he choose? Reece James and Trippier, whatever the hell his name is. Why?
That's just comical, man. It's just comical. No. Even in the chat, let's not open up that can of worms. We don't need to talk about Gareth Southgate. It goes without saying. The guy. Trent's like in the Ballon d'Or conversation, like last year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes, he was. And he was in the PFA Player of the Year conversation.
Well, I could see that, but Ballon d'Or, no.
Well, I wasn't saying he was top 3, but I'm sure he was in the mix. Guy was one of the best players in Europe.
Excuse me. Hold on. I feel another one coming. All right, we're good.
He's breaking records.
Well, James Milner
doesn't even start every game.
That's true.
Because when he first came in, he brought in Azpilicueta, Thomas Tuchel. He brought in Azpilicueta, Marcus Alonso. He brought in all these veterans because he didn't know what the hell he had in the young guys.
Reece James is good. I mean, to be fair, Reece James is good. So is Kieran Trippier, or however you say his last name, Trippier, whatever. He's not our boy, though. He's not Trent.
I would rather have Wan-Bissaka than those other two.
Ooh.
Because defensively, he is amazing. Say what you want. He is a brick wall.
I was actually listening to a podcast the other day, basically saying that Wan-Bissaka is horrible on the ball, and so I went and looked at some highlights, and they're right. He is not a good footballer, bro. He can defend, but and he can cross somewhat, but he's almost as bad as I am at dribbling. He just can't dribble. Let's go back to the chat. Let's see
one-star dribbling.
Let's go here. Oh, Liz said, bless you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Chelsea, Thiago Silva with the red card going off. West Brom sneaking in that 5-2 win. That's pretty solid. Yeah, Tony Madden, I wanted to put this one up early. Freddie Mercury was good in goal. That's a good comparison. I've heard Freddie Mercury. I've heard Pablo Escobar. Honestly, man, Alisson, I don't know if you saw a picture of his father. Did his father have a mustache? I was just curious if it was a tribute to his father or not. I know he likes to mix it up. He'll go super long hair, he'll go short hair. It doesn't matter. But let's talk. We talked about Trent. We talked about Fabinho. Let's move on to the boy Diogo Jota. The man, I think, it's either 7 or 8 goals in 13 appearances for the club. I think in the Premier League. I could be wrong about that, but it's somewhere around there. This guy we've talked about 100 times before, Steve. This guy is the successor to the front three. I don't know what position because he can play all 3 of them, right? I think at this point we're keeping Salah. Salah's not going anywhere. I don't think any team's going to pay the price for Salah to come. And I don't think Salah wants to go. Like, let's just move that out of the way because he's always linked with something. Salah is staying. He's not going anywhere, okay? Bobby's in the conversation to leave. He's been linked with moves away, okay? And Mane on current form, I've been vocal and you've been vocal too, Steve. I was like, I would get rid of Salah first. But based on current form, Mane, I'm thinking to myself like, Mane, he might be on that list. But anyways, my point is Jota needs to start making more frequent appearances starting. And I think he will start against Madrid in the week.
I don't.
You don't
I think
so?
they're going to do the same exact thing.
Bringing him on.
Milner's coming out. But I think you'll probably see Genie or Curtis in there. I think it's going to be the same.
I think Genie will start.
I said this yesterday. Like, even though Jota comes in and scores 2 goals in the last 20 minutes, it's not like he'll score 5 if he plays 90. It's just like not simple math like that. I feel like that's his thing, is coming in and just like giving it his all. He's always in the right position.
Like a super sub. Like
exactly. It's just I think his success is a super sub. Now, if he played the whole game, he could still get 2 goals, 3 goals, whatever. I prefer to see him come in when we need a goal.
Okay. All right. Because before it was Origi. Before we were like, bring Origi in.
Well, it was Shaqiri 2 years ago as well.
Shaqiri, yeah. I just think he's too good to be just a super sub. And I think this is pretty obvious though. I think Klopp is basically using him as like when one of the front 3 needs rest, we're going to put Diogo in. He's going to start. And then when, the front 3 are fine, they're playing, he's going to come off the bench as the first sub. And I think Diogo at the moment is fine with that because he's still very young. When you look at these other seasoned veterans, obviously you're not going to just drop one of them from the side and continuously start Jota. And this goes back to what we were talking about. I was talking about it last week and basically saying it's going to be a slow transition into having new players in the front 3 consistently game after game after game. So I'm glad that we have this player now that is so hot, that is just coming in and producing constantly. I love that. Yesterday was like an example of how clinical the team should be week in and week out. And we just haven't been that since the turn of the year, Steve. Like yesterday, it was just like a flashback to what we were last season, the season before, and 17-18.
We were up 8 points on Man City at Christmas. And now we were down, last time I checked, like 28 or something.
Yeah, so they said yesterday, this time last season, we had 83 points or 82 points. Mm-hmm. It's insane. It's insane to think about.
It's a 36-point swing since Christmas.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely embarrassing. I don't even want to get in there. I don't even want to open that.
We might. I think they said we're in relegation form or right outside the relegation battle since the turn of the new year. It is absolutely insane, bro. With the quality we have, it's absolutely insane. Let's go over to the chat. Let's see what's going on. Dustin McGee asking about Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is out. I'm pretty sure Eden Hazard is out as well. Eden
is he? That's weird. He's played a lot this year.
Oh, dude, this guy Eden Hazard, man. There's always a report talking about how Madrid is unsatisfied with his performance since they came in. You don't say.
You don't say. That's surprising. He has more injuries than goals. That's not a joke. More injuries than goals.
Oh my god, the poor guy.
What joker!
That's got to be the worst. It's got to be the worst transfer in La Liga history.
It has to be. There's people that put him in the Premier League all-time 11. All-time 11.
Okay, in the Premier League, he's good. Like he was.
Yeah, but all-time 11. Like as in he's one of the best 11 players and the best player on the left to be ever play in the Premier League.
What I'll say to that, he's in the conversation for getting a spot there.
That's fine.
You cannot.
I'm not saying I don't agree.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is this man goes from that to the worst player on the team, the most useless player on the team in Spain. Because you want this big money move. You want to go to Real Madrid. You want to go to Barcelona. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy? You and Coutinho.
Honestly,
it's not even the little guys. It's not the little guys that I care about. They go for like 20, 30 million. These big ticket $100 million, $160 million moves that amount to absolute garbage. Griezmann.
Yeah. It's just like they finesse these clubs. You know? They're like, all right, I'm gonna play top of my game, and then I'm just gonna kick my feet up over in La Liga. You know what I mean? Shout out to Shayna, Ryan Johnson as well, Vic Mackey. What's going on, everyone? Tony, this is going back to the Jota goal. Jota took the ball off Mane's foot for his second goal. Last season, Mane would have already had the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. Oh, my God. Great example. I'm pretty sure this was last season. Mane had a very similar situation against West Ham, I'm pretty sure, where he had a turn and he finished with the left foot. Almost same exact goal. And this season's touch is just off, dude. And Steve, you put it perfectly. He's just always on the ground. The man falls.
He's just always slipping on the ground. And I don't think he would have scored that one, personally. I don't think he had a good enough angle. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
He spends too much time on the ground.
Way too much time.
He's like a baby that doesn't know how to walk yet. He's just on the ground, crawling around, rolling around, throwing his hands up. And then he gets frustrated and gets like in the tussle with their like right back later in the game and yells at the ref. It's like, no, you're just abysmal today.
Well,
you need to come off the pitch. Yeah, but he needs to come off the pitch at that point. Walking around. He walks around with like that chip on his shoulder. I'm tired of him. Gotta do better. Sorry, you gotta do better.
He does have to step it up. He's been pretty poor recently. Vic Mackey saying it's a graveyard for once promising careers. Samuel Woodgate, Owen Hazard, Huntelaar, Cassano. Yeah, I mean, good examples. I just think Madrid splashed all these La Liga teams, they splash the cash on players that are like on the, I don't know. I just think they don't scout enough. They go for the big names. You know what I mean?
At this point, given the reduced value with Coutinho, I would consider bringing him back.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why?
Because we need another guy. We need another guy up there.
I can't.
Who would you rather have? He would come back and his career would be reinvigorated. Who else can hit shots from 30 yards like him?
I don't understand like what makes you say that though. Like why would you bring Coutinho back just because his value went down?
Well,
like
because we need that kind of player. That kind of player. That's what I miss.
Okay, why do we need that kind of player? Like we've moved
because
on.
We haven't scored enough goals.
We've moved on from that. I feel like our style has moved on from that. We don't rely on.
I wouldn't start him.
Okay.
But like Shaqiri, Origi, Minamino, other guys that play on the attack, like I think I'd just rather have Coutinho. And so they still owe us like 30 million.
They definitely owe us money for him. Still.
Keep it. Bring him back. That's what I'd say. Keep it.
Where's this coming from?
I was thinking about it the other day, man. Like, yes, he's not the player he used to be, but I feel like if you plug him back in, it's like putting batteries back in the old like remote control car that's been like dying on you.
What if the batteries are dead?
No, these are fresh batteries.
Coutinho is not fresh batteries.
No, Coutinho's the car, Kyle.
Okay.
I have Jurgen Klopp has the fresh batteries. The fans coming back into Anfield and the cop have the fresh batteries. They're not going to boom when he gets back. They're going to stick some juice in him. They're going to light a fire under him. Oh, man.
What does that say? What does that say to the integrity of the club if you bring back Coutinho after he's faking injuries to force his move out? Klopp and the club did everything they could to keep this man at the club. Everything. They gave Coutinho the armband. Coutinho's not a leader. Okay, he's not. He doesn't deserve the armband. We gave it to him to try to keep him here. Why would you bring? I'm going to say he disrespected the club in the way he left, but when he was here, he was fantastic. Why? Like, why the change of heart? Because I know in the past you haven't wanted him back. I just think, I know you said because his value's down and we need a player like that. But why sacrifice your integrity rather than just going and getting someone young who can do something similar? Maybe not at the level Coutinho did it when he was here, but someone who could just do something similar.
That's a good point.
I'm full of them
about lately.
I'm full of them.
It's just something I've been thinking about lately. Yes, there is something to be said for the integrity of the club, and like no one's bigger than the club. But at the same time, like this is a different club. Like this is a different type of football club. Like if there's a club to say, you know what, you screwed up, but people make mistakes. Come on back. It could be us. I don't know. I don't make the decisions. What I want to happen doesn't hold any bearing on anything. I know he faked injuries. I know he spent some of his own money. I know that.
It's just I just wouldn't take him back. That's all.
Right.
He's not even starting for Barca. It's honestly a sad story. But okay, so I actually didn't know this, Steve. I don't know if you did it. So they did sell the outstanding debt to a third party. So apparently Barcelona owe that debt to the third party, and we're kind of out. So we have the money, I suppose. Interesting how all that stuff works, but they can't pay their bills, dude. It's like just the club.
Yeah, and they got Holland and his man and his agent and his father visiting the Camp Nou. Give me a break.
It's just absolutely insane.
Give me a break. Spare me.
Yeah.
A headache of seeing that on my timeline.
It's insane. And now, guys, we'll be a shorter show today because we both were going to go out and have brunch for Easter with the fam. So we'll just go over to the chat, look at some of the chats, and then we will wrap this one up. Do appreciate you guys sticking with us. I know we were a little bit late today. C. Chan, I think Firmino played better and linked up Salah on many occasions, and Jota was outstanding. Mane should improve his game. Agree with everything that you said right there. I think Firmino had some great moments in the game. I think he should have wrapped his foot around that shot he took a little bit more, and I think it would have gone in. I really thought he was going to score that, to be fair.
Well, I think Mane should be dropped, but the fact that we're playing Madrid, it's not an option right now. But if we were playing someone else, if we were playing a middle-of-the-table Premier League side, I'd say drop him.
His Champions League form is great. I don't think you can drop him for the Champions League game. I think in the argument, I think Jota might start, but I don't know. I feel like Firmino. You're right. I think Klopp will stick with the regular three and then maybe start Jota. Maybe start Jota in the second leg. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do. But Tony Madden on the Coutinho front. No to Coutinho. You want players who can score from 30 yards? Fabinho. Yo, honestly, Fabinho took that shot yesterday.
Not buying this.
Yeah.
Not buying this.
Yeah, I know you like it when Fabinho takes a shot.
Those are my favorite goals, but he shoots one a season. Like, this is not relevant.
I know.
Tony, I get what you're saying, Tony, but Curtis Jones hasn't done that he did it 2 years ago, and Fabinho does it once a year.
You got a little excited yesterday when Fabinho took that shot. I know you did.
I did, but it was weak.
Yeah, it wasn't his best, but
we need someone that's just like gonna shoot from deep and it like can put some curl on the ball. We don't have anyone like that.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm not saying my heart's set on Felipe Coutinho. I'm just saying, like, I thought about it the other day. I'm just being honest. I thought about it the other day.
Yeah. It's just funny you brought it up. That's all.
Who else who else is the type of player that does what he does? The dribbler in the middle of the pack, the center attacking mid, who can shoot from deep, who's decent at free kicks, who's really creative. Who else is like that? Like, in the world? Give me another option to think about if that's the case.
Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne. Both players. I mean, De Bruyne's not a center attacking mid. He can play there, though. I mean, I'm giving you a little bit of options. De Bruyne is probably the best example. Like, when Coutinho was here, I think of him almost as a De Bruyne when he was at Liverpool.
Yeah, De Bruyne's more direct though. There's not as much finesse in his game.
That's true.
He's more of a creator, a passer, and he costs like 80 to 100 million, and Bruno probably even more than that, wrongfully so. But his value's inflated like insane.
I agree 100%.
I don't know if there's other players like that, guys. Let me know.
Interesting points brought up on today's show. Happy Easter to everyone. We had Dave's LFC chats coming in. Happy Easter to everyone. Go enjoy it. Enjoy the 3 points. We're back. Get ready for the game at the middle of the week. And Steve, I appreciate you coming back to the show. I know the people missed it. So until next time, Reds, take care.